Hello, and welcome back to the Spiritual Sanctuary. My name is Bettina, and I am your host, your priestess, and your yoga teacher. I'm happy to welcome you all back to day 7 of our special series of International Week of Yoga. Over the past several days, we've explored yoga as so much more than movement. We've looked at the history of yoga, the connection of yoga with spirituality, the passive yoga, the practices, the physical practices of yoga, and also how yoga connects with the divine feminine and the priestess path. But today we're going to talk about how yoga can support healing for mind, body, and soul. To me, this is a really important topic because many people come to yoga because something inside of them is seeking support. They're stressed or tense or stiff. They can't get their mind to slow down. Maybe they're grieving. Many people feel spiritually disconnected and just want a place to belong and to breathe and to find peace. And yoga can support all of these. Now, before we go any further, I want to offer a gentle and important note. Yoga is not a replacement for medical care, therapy, mental health support, medication, physical therapy, or professional treatment when you need those things. If you're experiencing physical pain, illness, trauma, depression, any other health concern, please seek support from a qualified professional. But the good news is that yoga can be a supportive spiritual and wellness practice. It can work beautifully alongside other forms of care. It can help you listen to the body, calm your nervous system, create inner space, reconnect with your breath, and support well-being. So today we are going to look at yoga in a grounded, accessible, and spiritual way, not as a cure-all, not as pressure to heal, but as a practice that can gently support healing and presence and wholeness. So for today, our spiritual reflection is yoga does not ask us to escape the body, it teaches us to come home to it. So let's get started in talking about yoga and the mind. Many times, the mind is often one of the places people notice the need for yoga. So many of us live with racing thoughts. We're planning and worrying constantly, replaying conversations, making lists, just going on and on. We call that monkey brain. Well, yoga helps us begin to slow down and observe what's happening inside. One of the gifts of yoga is that it teaches us to witness our thoughts rather than become completely consumed by them. This doesn't mean that the thoughts disappear, it just means that the mind becomes more focused. We become the witness instead of becoming the thought. We relate to things differently. So, for example, instead of saying, I'm anxious, we begin to notice an anxious thought is moving through me. Instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed, we might notice my mind is carrying many things right now. This is a powerful shift, whether you realize it or not. Meditation is one of the ways that yoga supports the mind. It teaches you to sit and notice and return. When the mind wanders and we gently return back to the breath, that helps us. The mind worries and we gently return to the present moment. This practice builds inner spaciousness. And that means that there's a little bit more room between the thought and the reaction. There's more room between the emotion and the response. And that space is healing. When our breath becomes shallow and fast or tight, the mind often follows that tension. When we slow the breath, lengthen the exhale, or just bring awareness to breathing, the mind begins to soften. A simple breath practice can be inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Notice the pause. Let's do it again. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. You don't have to do anything complicated. Even like 3 conscious breaths can help interrupt the spiral of racing thoughts. Yoga also helps support focus. When we move with the breath, repeat a mantra, or go through Yoga Nidra, we give the mind something sacred to rest on. The mind does not need to be forced into silence. It can be guided into presence. So for the mind, yoga can often offer like calmness or focus, an emotional balance, and inner spaciousness. Now, let's talk about the body. Yoga can support your body in many ways. Of course, we know flexibility and strength and mobility and balance. But what matters most to me is not just what yoga can help the body do, it's how yoga can help us build a relationship with the body. Many times we judge it, we live in conflict, we criticize it, we ignore it, we compare it. And yoga invites a different relationship. Yoga says, what do you feel? Where are you holding tension? Where do you need support? Where do you need strength? What happens when you slow down? And what happens when you stop fighting the body and start listening to it? This is where gentle yoga and somatic yoga can be so powerful. Somatic yoga is not about forcing the body into a shape, it's about feeling the body from the inside out. It helps us notice sensation and tension, comfort and discomfort, and subtle shifts. Gentle movement can help the nervous system feel safer. Slow movement can help us reconnect with places in our body that feel numb or tense. And restorative practice can support deep rest. Chair yoga supports accessibility. Yoga Nidra can support relaxation. Even one supported posture can teach the body that you're allowed to rest, or you're allowed to be held, or allowed to soften. Yoga encourages balance, but not just physical balance. And that's important, but it's also inner balance and effort and ease. It's like action and rest and fire and water and sun and moon. For many of us, healing the body begins when we stop treating it as an enemy. Yoga encourages us to listen to the body instead of fighting it. Now, that doesn't mean that every single practice is easy. Sometimes it reveals tension or grief. It makes you angry. It can make you frustrated, tired. But it invites us to meet those places with compassion rather than violence. So, for the body, yoga can offer mobility and strength and flexibility, but also nervous system support and a deeper body awareness. Now, let's talk about the soul. This is the part of yoga that's often left out of modern conversations. Yoga can support the soul because it creates sacred pause. And so many of us need that sacred pause. We move from one responsibility to another. We answer messages, complete tasks, we care for other people, we hold on for so much. And somewhere along the way, we lose touch with our deeper self. The soul speaks in quieter ways through intuition, dreams, and emotion. The longing for meaning, the desire for something sacred. A posture can become a question. A meditation can become communication. And a moment of rest can become a return. So, yoga helps us connect with purpose, intuition, and inner wisdom. It can deepen our relationship with the divine because it brings us into presence. And presence is often where spiritual connection begins. When we're always rushing, it's hard to hear the soul. And we're always distracted, it's hard to feel the divine. And when we are disconnected from the body, it's hard to recognize intuition. Yoga helps us become less fragmented. Instead of feeling like the mind is one place, the body's somewhere else, the heart is somewhere else, and the spirit is far away, yoga brings us back together. And this wholeness does not mean that we're perfect. It means that we are present with ourselves, and it means we're no longer abandoning parts of ourselves. It means the body, the mind, the heart, energy, and the soul are invited back into relationship. And for the soul, yoga can offer meaning, intuition, and a sense of coming home. Now, something also that's important is to realize that healing doesn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes healing looks like crying on the mat. And sometimes it looks like finally taking a nap, being able to breathe through a hard moment, or choosing a gentle practice instead of pushing yourself. It looks like noticing your body without criticizing. And sometimes it looks like pausing before reacting. Yoga teaches us that small practices matter. One moment, one act of self compassion, one journal entry, one prayer, one mantra. Healing isn't always a lightning strike. It doesn't have to take you so quick that it knocks you off your feet. It can be a slow return, and that slow return is sacred. Now, another beautiful way that yoga can support healing is through the nervous system. And we hear about nervous system issues all the time. We're living in states of chronic stress. Our body is stuck in fight, flight, freeze, fawn. We may feel anxious and exhausted or numb or tense or overwhelmed. Gentle yoga, somatic yoga, and breath work and restorative yoga, they all can support the nervous system by helping the body feel safer. Again, this isn't a replacement for professional care when it's needed, especially for trauma and anxiety and depression, but yoga can be a supportive practice. A slow exhale, a body scan, no forcing, no shame. And yoga can teach us to work with the body instead of against it, and that's part of healing. Now, when we bring all this together, we begin to see yoga as a practice of wholeness. For the mind, yoga helps us witness thoughts and create inner spaciousness. For the body, yoga helps us listen, move, rest, strengthen, and become aware. For the soul, yoga helps us connect with purpose, intuition, the divine, and our deeper truth. And this is why yoga can be so powerful. It meets us on so many levels. It doesn't ask, well, what pose can you do? It asks, can you listen? Can you soften in this pose? Can you become present? More importantly, can you honor your body? Can you let this moment become sacred? And that is healing. So, again, today's spiritual reflection is yoga does not ask us to escape the body, it teaches us to come home to it. And that's so important. Spirituality, sometimes we think, is about rising above the body, escaping discomfort, or becoming separate from humans. But yoga teaches you embodiment to connect with all of this. Now, I want you to journal for a little bit and ask yourself, where do you need healing right now? Is it your mind, your energy, your spirit? You may want to ask yourself, How does healing look like for you if you approach it gently? And what practice would help you feel more whole today? But before we close, I invite you to do a simple body scan. You can do the seated, lying down, standing. Just don't do this driving. Take a slow, deep breath in and gently release. Bring your attention to your forehead and soften your forehead. Bring your awareness to your jaw and then soften your jaw. Bring your awareness to your shoulders and allow them to drop even just a little. Bring your awareness to your heart. Notice the space around your heart. You don't have to change anything. Just notice. Bring awareness to your belly. Allow the belly to soften as much as it can. Bring awareness to your hips. Notice if there's any tension and breathe gently. Notice your legs and feel the support beneath them. Bring awareness to your feet. Imagine your feet connected to the earth. Now take a slow breath into your whole body and release. Now gently repeat. I come home to my body. I listen with compassion. I welcome healing one breath at a time. Take one more deep breath and release. I want to thank you for joining me for day 7 of the International Week of Yoga. Tomorrow, we're going to close our 8-day journey by exploring how to create your own sacred yoga practice that supports your real life through movement, breath, meditation, mantra, journaling, devotion, and rest. Until then, may your mind find spaciousness, may your body feel supported, and may your soul remember its wholeness.